Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my first time tag, and I've seen this tag going around YouTube for a little bit now and I decided to do it. The only thing is that there were so many different versions of this tag. Like I found people had different questions. So what I decided to do is just take a bunch of the different questions that I found, and then I also asked on Twitter for you guys to ask me whatever questions you guys had, and I just kind of added that to the bottom. So if you guys are kind of wondering why my questions seem a little bit different, that's why. I mean, I did take the majority of the normal tag that I found, but I did ask, but I did add a few random questions as well. So I'm just gonna jump right into it and get started. I have the questions just on my phone. So what was your first tweet? I don't remember exactly what it was, but I kind of feel it was something along the lines of finally got a Twitter, blah blah blah, because I never had a Twitter, and then after I made a YouTube channel for about a year I didn't have a Twitter, and then I finally got it last summer, and it's because so many of my subscribers were asking for me to make a Twitter. And if you guys do want to follow me, I'll have my link below for you guys. But yeah, so I just feel like it was something like that, like finally made a Twitter account for you guys, something like that. I don't know. And great, my camera is dying, so hopefully we could get through this. Okay, so what was your first YouTube video? It was a multicolored leopard print nail tutorial, and I actually remember that day perfectly. Like I remember filming it, I remember having the nail design on my nails, and I just remember it perfectly. So you guys should go check that video out. It was my first video on YouTube. Who is the first person you subscribed to on YouTube? I don't remember the first person I subscribed to, but I remember the first video I've ever seen, and it was by All That Glitters 21. It was, what was it? It was like, I think she was doing a video on like Accutane or something. I don't know, it was in her dorm room. And then I just started watching all her other videos, and I'm gonna say I think that was probably the first person I subscribed to, considering I watched her videos first. What was your first Facebook picture? I don't know. I haven't had Facebook in like over 5 years now. Like I had Facebook in high school, and then I got rid of it because I just hated it, and I never got it back since. So I don't know, some high school picture probably. Do you still talk to your first love? I do, because I'm engaged to him. I know that sounds like completely cheesy, but it's because if you really think about it, me and my fiance, we started dating in high school, which is where most people's first loves happen, in high school. And we started dating in high school, so I never really had a chance to experience first love before him because, you know, like I met him so young, and we've been together 6 years later and we're engaged. So yeah, so he's definitely my first love. I mean, I've had other boyfriends, but like I never felt that connection as I do with my fiance, obviously, hence I'm engaged to him. That was like the dumbest thing ever. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like we started dating really young, so he was obviously my first love. What was your first alcoholic drink? I think it was champagne, and it was on New Year's, and I'm pretty sure my friend was over and my parents were having like a really big like New Year's party, and I'm pretty sure we snuck some champagne into my room. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was champagne. What was your first job? My first job, it was actually like a local place, so I'm not gonna say the name of it, but it was basically, I just kind of worked in like a cafeteria type thing. I don't know, it was like, it was a really fun job at the time because I worked with my like really good friend, but the actual job itself like was not glamorous at all. But, you know, it was really fun at the time. I was super young too, so. Who was the first person to text you today? It was my fiance. He usually calls me in the morning before he goes to work. It's like our little tradition, but he was running late this morning, so he didn't get a chance to call me, so he just sent me a quick text. Next question. Where did you go on your first plane ride? It was Croatia. I'm Croatian, so I was probably only like a few months old. I think I was maybe like 6 months old. My parents took me across the Atlantic Ocean to Croatia. Who was your first best friend, and do you guys still talk? My first best friend, I mean, I've had so many like best friends growing up because I've moved. So, but my best friend that I had since I was a child, because our parents were actually like best friends, her name was Alex, and we did everything together. Like our families, we did everything together. So she was definitely like my best friend all throughout my childhood, and we kind of still talk. I mean, we don't really hang out anymore, but we text here and there. So, and our parents still talk, so I mean, we talk sometimes. Where was your first sleepover? It was probably at Alex's house. What was the first thing you did this morning? I got out of bed, checked my phone, and just kind of started getting ready for the day. Nothing special. What was the first concert you ever went to? I think it was the Spice Girls, I think. I honestly don't remember. I've been to so many different concerts, but I want to say it was like the Spice Girls, or it was probably some Croatian singer that came to Canada, but I don't think that counts because I just like went because my parents went and I was little, so I had no choice. What was your first broken bone? I've never broken a bone, so we're just gonna knock on wood because I don't want to break a bone. What was your first piercing? Were just my first earlobe holes. Yeah, I got that when I was like 4, so that was my first piercing. What was the first foreign country you've gone to? I kind of already answered this. I went to Croatia when I was really young, so that was the first foreign country I went to. What was the first movie you remember seeing? Oh my god, I don't remember. I've seen so many movies in my lifetime, like, I honestly don't remember. Like, probably some cartoon movie, who knows? But I honestly, like, I don't even want to start thinking about that because I have no idea. Like, I don't even know where to start thinking. So, when was your first detention? I think it was in grade 7. And I didn't deserve that at all. I got accused of cheating on a test, which I didn't cheat at all. And someone passed me a note and the teacher saw that and they thought I was cheating. I don't know why I was the one blamed when I was the one getting passed a note. But yeah, so apparently I was accused of cheating and I had to miss out on swimming. Which, whatever. Who was your first roommate? I've never had a roommate. I've only ever lived at home. Even when I went to college and stuff, like, I still lived at home. So yeah, I've never had a roommate. What was the first sport you were involved in? I didn't play much sports. I wasn't a sport person at all. I did dance. I started dance since I was 4 years old all the way up to like pretty much all of high school. So that was like my sport, I guess, but I never did any other sports. I mean, in elementary school, I played some stuff, but I wasn't like super involved in it. I just kind of played it here and there, but dance was definitely like the thing I did like the most often. What is the first thing you do when you get home? I change out of my clothes and put like comfy clothes on. I cannot be in like jeans at home or anything like that. Like, I have to be in track pants and just like a tank top or like a comfy shirt or something. I just can't be in the clothes that I spent like my day in. I always just change. The second I get home, it's like the first thing I do. When was your first kiss? Probably like elementary school. I don't know. It was probably like a little peck on like the cheek. Like, I don't remember. I don't pay attention to stuff like that. What were the first lessons you ever took? Well, dance lessons. I took that really young. And then I also took swimming lessons when I was really young. And yeah, I'd say swimming and dance lessons were like the 2 things that I took when I was young. But I also took piano lessons, but that was like a little bit later in life. So like my first lesson was probably, I'd say, dance. Alright, so that was like the questions that I found. And then you guys asked me some questions. So there's not a lot of them, there's just a few. So first makeup product. And I guess this means like the first makeup product I ever purchased, I guess. I think it was like a lip smacker. First time you dyed your hair. Well, when I was young, I used to put like Sun-In in my hair, which like I know is probably so bad for your hair, but I used to put that in my hair to like lighten it up when I was just playing outside in the sun. So I guess that was my first time like ever really doing anything to my hair. And then after that, I slowly started getting highlights and stuff like that. And then the first time I solid colored my hair was, I don't know, maybe grade 8. When I like fully solid like did a whole hair color. maybe like grade 8. Grade 8 or, yeah, I'm gonna say grade 8. First time you cut class. Okay, so when I think of cutting class, I think of being in high school and being at school and just not going to class. That's what I think of, because there was a lot of times where I was sick and didn't go to school, but I don't think of that as cutting class. I just think of it as like faking sick and just staying home for the day. So the first time I like actually cut class was definitely in high school, and I don't think it was grade 9. I think I did really good grade 9, and grade 10 was probably maybe like the first time I did it. I don't know. What was the first thing you learned to cook? I don't know, like I could cook like super simple foods, and I could cook, you know, a little bit more complex foods, so I don't know. First road trip, probably to Florida with my parents. Yeah, I was pretty young, so that was probably like our first like long road trip was to Florida. What was your first word? My first word was actually in Croatian, and it was piti, which means drink. I wanted a drink. My first word was drink. Yeah, it wasn't mom, it wasn't dad, like most people's words. It was drink. Give me a drink, basically. Yep. First pet. My first pet was a fish, just like most people's first pets. Yeah, it was a goldfish. And then after that, we had a bird, and yeah, a bird and then a cat. So I don't remember which one came first. I think the bird was first, and then we got rid of it because it was like a double bird, and then we got a cat. First fear. My first fear was probably the dark. I don't know, I was like terrified of the dark. I was terrified of like things being underneath my bed and like grabbing my feet, and clowns. I remember being a little kid at my old house, and I had this like clown in my room that like when you twist like this little thing on its head, it like spun its head and like sang. Creepiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't think that should have ever been invented for kids. It was like the most creepiest doll clown I've ever seen, and it was in my room, and it would stare at me while I'm sleeping, and I swear I saw its head move, like without me touching it. Like I swear. That thing was haunted. And the last question is first heartbreak. I feel like my first heartbreak was probably grade 8, where like it actually like hurt, I guess. I mean, even in grade 8, like yeah, I was heartbroken because like in grade 8 you feel like everything is such a huge deal. So I feel like grade 8 was like my big heartbreak, but when I look back, it's like, really? Did I really care about that? So I'm gonna say grade 8, but when I look back now, I would laugh at myself, basically. It's just so like immature little crushes, and it was just stupid. But that was probably my first heartbreak at the time, and I was like devastated, probably. So those are all the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to do this tag if you haven't, and you guys could use the questions that I asked, or you guys could look at everyone else's questions, because there's so many different versions of this tag, but these are just my questions. And like I said, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.